The Upstate Golf Guys podcast is brought to you by Golfweek Amateur Tour, New York Upstate, a national tour for all golfers and skill sets in its 31st year. We represent the New York Upstate region, and to join, visit amateurgolftour.net and click Join Now for the best amateur golf tour in the country. David Calise, with his beautiful home for rent in Saratoga Springs. This mansion is located on Airbnb. What a way to enjoy Saratoga with family and or friends on a vacation to golf, go to the horse track, or relax in this beautiful home. For more information, go online to Airbnb/H/mansion in Saratoga Springs for information. Northeastern Insurance Agency for all your insurance needs. Voted #1 insurance agency in the Capital Region in 2024 by the Times Union. For any insurance needs, call Jared at 518-956-3753. The Bunker Indoor Golf, located in over 7 locations across the Capital Region and host of our Golfweek Am Tour Winter League on Saturday mornings. From golfing on their state-of-the-art simulators or having a delicious meal with your friends or family, come on down and visit one of the Bunker locations. Visit them online, getinthebunker.golf. For more information of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast and their partners, visit upstategolfguys.com.
Welcome back to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast. We have another Golf Week spotlight, Adam. These weeks go quick, don't they, brother? Yes. I said that last week.
Yeah, they go quick.
Go too quick, but that's good. That's a good sign, man. That means golf season is going to be here before we know it. The warm weather, maybe.
That's it, yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know.
No?
No, usually January is usually pretty long. You're just kind of like whatever, and then by February you're like, okay, we're almost there, and then March is can we play March 1st?
Yes, I get that.
Let's start the season.
We get that bug up here in
and
upstate
then we get
New York.
that 12-inch snowstorm.
Yeah, yes, I know. Yes. So we're here in upstate New York, but we have a couple awesome. Well, one of them isn't a guest; he's a familiar voice now. He is one of the awesome hosts of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast, even though he's down in Florida. Florida Mike, what up, dog?
What's up, buddy? How are you, sir?
Yeah,
I feel like I just talked to you yesterday, right?
You talk to me every day, my friend. I think you talked to me this morning. I think you talked to me
true.
Today. Yes. We have an awesome episode today, don't we, my friend?
It's pretty phenomenal, actually. They always are, though, aren't they?
Why don't you introduce? I'm going to actually let you introduce our guest this evening, since you're a good friend of his. Go ahead, my man. Go ahead.
Oh, dude. I mean, where do I start? I mean, this guy just he just came off a spectacular last 2 weeks. I'll put it like that, and I'll let him talk about it. But he deserves every single thing that happens to him. He's a great dude. He's awesome. It's Brandon Peterson, man. That's my tour director for North Central Florida.
Yeah, Brandon.
What's up, Brand? Thanks for coming on the show.
Here. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for coming on. Well, listen, I think is he the 4th tour director we have? I know we started with King David. We started with King David,
and then we got Cephas, and then now Brandon. So
love it. So he's number 3.
He's our third. Is what is it? The third is something. What's that phrase? Third time is a charm or something.
Sure, whatever.
There you go.
Yeah.
If it gets me
charmer,
if it gets me birdie putts, then I'll fucking say it. Sure, man. Listen.
Amen.
Depending on what you say to Brandon, he might hook you up with a little North Central Florida entry.
Okay. So, Brandon, thanks for coming on the show, my guy. We tell everybody that comes on the show, the Golf Week Amateur Tour is one big family, one big happy
That's
family.
True.
Right, guy?
That is true. Yeah, we take care of our community. What I love about the North Central Florida community is, it's a great camaraderie of being able to kind of kick each other's teeth in while being nice about it. So sure. I do hope and like that everybody embraces what we have going on. I think the fun thing that I like to do is I grew up as watching pro wrestling my whole life. And as Mike knows, I want to give everybody a nickname. So my whole goal is to be able to try to give everybody. So he got a belt. That's our tradition, is at the end of the season, you get a belt if you win the North Central Florida Finals at Juliet Falls, which is where we kick off our season every year at Juliet Falls for Battle of the Axes. So
I saw that.
I even have one right here to show everybody how awesome these axes are.
Let's go.
Sweet.
So Brandon, I have to say,
he's holding the Intercontinental Championship.
and that is true.
Baby.
And so
Two-time.
the story behind the white belt was based off of the Shawn Michaels white Intercontinental belt that I loved when growing up. So that's where that initial came from. So I'm glad you recognize that.
Well, question for you, Brandon.
Yeah.
Are you going to be turning on Netflix at 8 o'clock and watching some Monday Night Raw?
I have to catch up from last week when everybody booed Hulk Hogan. So I might have 2 episodes to watch tonight. So yeah,
holy
definitely.
crap. I saw the highlights of that.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan came out.
Adam rushed out of here last week. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna throw you under the bus here. I'm gonna throw you under the bus. So we're wrapping up the podcast, and I like Adam actually typing up the Golfweek spotlights. It's been something we've been doing because he's a good typer and he's a good little storyteller. So I let him type it up when we type the podcast story or whatever. So he's like, can I sit down? Okay. Like, he's like, hurrying me up. I'm like, Adam, what's going on here? You're not normally like this. He's like, okay. He's like, there's a WWE thing coming on Netflix. It's coming in a half hour. I want to be home for it.
That's it.
Like, it's a big thing for us wrestling fans. Okay, I'm a wrestling fan. Listen, I didn't know, bro. I didn't know.
Listen, at the end of the day, when I left, I raced home, and I got home maybe at like 8:15, 8:20. And as I'm driving, I looked at Facebook because I had a notification, and then I get the updated videos. And who do I see? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson starting off Monday Night Raw, and I was like, "Shit, I gotta get home quick."
You just miss it. You missed something good.
I had my wife at home making sure that she had it on at 8, so I can go back and rewind because I didn't. Netflix allowed it because I didn't want to miss it. It was good. I don't know. I've been watching it since I was like 6 years old. I remember the pay-per-views. I go to the store and buy the little thing that you connected to the TV. We used to have parties for WrestleMania at my house, like 12, 13 people from my school.
Adam, are you talking about the illegal black boxes?
No, that's how it used to be in the old days. You had pay-per-views. You had to go to the cable store and buy the actual box and bring it back the next day.
Okay, all right, listen. We all know about the black
That was
box.
back when wrestling was good too, mind you. Wrestling's not good anymore.
Oh,
Did any of you guys finish watching the McMahon documentary?
I saw that
on Netflix. Yeah, that was intriguing to watch too. So it brings back memories. That's for sure.
I mean, I always enjoy my favorite one was SummerSlam, I think. Was that the one, Adam?
Yeah, they have SummerSlam still
going. What number are they on now?
It's actually at MetLife Stadium.
I think it's like 850 now, I think. SummerSlam 850.
Oh no, another one that was my favorite. What was the one where they threw everybody out of the
Royal Rumble?
Is that
Royal Rumble?
That's February 1st
on
Peacock. February 1st.
Oh my
Roman Reigns, we the one. He's gonna take it.
Oh my God! Are you hearing this, Florida?
Listen,
no, I'm hearing it, man. I'm hearing it.
Listen, I don't think people realize that there's been a few events this year for New York where I would take my golf cart and have my JBL speaker, and I would have Roman Reigns' theme song driving to the first tee real loud so everybody who's putting heard it. And I would
that is a great idea. I should be like Stone Cold entrance when I'm hitting on the tee box.
Absolutely, if you have the ability to do that, you should. You just everybody who plays, you get a little theme song or a group, and you just play it. But yeah, I drove my cart.
You're totally missing the walk-up theme. That's what we got to do.
My one up while driving the cart, and that's it.
Listen,
tribal chief.
So, Brandon, I tell Adam what we should have is like a suggestion box. Okay, like he should have a suggestion box. Do you agree with this? Like sitting at sign up and like throw the suggestion. No, you don't like that idea. He's shaking his head.
I think Brandon and I get enough suggestions.
No. He just said though. He said you're missing the walk up song. So there you go. There's a perfect idea right there.
Okay, that's good. It can't be. How about not? It can't relate to live clean in place rules. It can't relate to. Like there's got to be certain things that the complaints they hear every day. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Put a rules to it.
Listen, only fun stuff.
Let's get back to the golf.
I definitely think that you should get into get a sharpshooter if you can't rake your bunker. Okay, so somebody should get in some pain.
Yeah.
I love that.
If only.
I love that. All right, listen, you kick the season off. You said it earlier, Julia Falls, and I'm going to admit to you, I got a little amped up for my boy Florida Mike the night before. He's shaking his head because he might have seen it.
You texted me like 3 times. Yo, share that post.
I was like, yo, share that post. Give Florida Mike some love. He's got a big event tomorrow. I was like, he knows. And I was scoreboard watching, and I have to say, wait, actually, I'm not even going to get into it because I'm going to let Florida Mike talk about what happened. Dog. Jeez. The dude, I thought, I'm not going to lie, Brandon, after 6-7 holes, I'm sitting here in upstate New York, and I'm saying, uh-oh. This guy is in trouble.
Sounded like how I started my nationals this past October, just double bogey, double, trip bogey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, when is my first par coming? Tell us, Mike. What snapped you out of it?
Right. There you go, Mike. Tell us about the day, man.
Well, first off, I got there early because we tee off at 8:00. So pretty much we didn't get any sunlight until 7:15. So 40 minutes just hitting in the dark. Felt like I was on Bagger Vance, you know what I'm saying? And I felt good, went to the first couple holes. I doubled the par 3 right away. Topped it like 40 yards. Luckily, it didn't go in the water, but I doubled that hole. And then the par 5, I bogeyed, and then I tripled, and then I doubled, and then I doubled. And I'm just like, the car is literally right there. My pen is in it. I really should go get that, I didn't. I decided not against it. So I went to 1. I parred 1. So I started on 13. So I'm like, okay. Like now I feel it. It's super windy, cold. So you're making adjustments. I was hitting the ball well. I just wasn't hitting it right in the right spots. And got to the par 5, took 3 shots out of the bunker, tripled that thing. I'm like, okay, here we go. And then after that, I went 2 over the rest of the round. I went from almost dead last to second place, lost by 1 stroke. Nice. But the last 6 holes were probably the best 6 holes I've ever played in my life. I went 1 under with no bogeys in the final 6 holes.
Wow.
With a chip in
on 10.
With a chip in on 10, that got me a super skin and this flight skin. That was a cool hole, man. I love 10 at Juliet. If you guys ever get a chance to come down here and play it, it's an awesome hole. It's like all downhill, and then your second shot is uphill. Mm-hmm. If you're anywhere on the right side of the fairway, you got to go over this huge bunker, right? If you go left side, you have a little bit more room, especially if the pin's in the front. Well, this one was tucked in the back. So it was like 120. I was on the left side of the fairway. Just hit a nice smooth pitching wedge because it was windy. So I was trying to keep it a little lower, not swing as hard. And the 30-mile-an-hour wind gust grabs my ball and like pushes it like pin high, but I was like 15 yards off into the fringe. So in my little run I almost had 2 more chip ins, but prior, one went in the cup and came out, and the other one rolled and lipped out. And I told him, I think it was like the hole before, I said, one of these are going to fall. You know how you just get that feeling? And sure enough, I chipped it, one hopped it, rolled about 8 inches to a foot right into the center cup. Super skin, baby.
Was that a lot?
$170 right there for you.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and 66 in the flight. So that was a nice little come up.
So Brandon, we're getting Florida Mike to come up and play an event here. We're getting him. Hopefully, he's going to come up and play the Crump and Fox event, which the Upstate Golf Guys podcast is sponsoring. It's a 2-day major. So I know you're allowing him to come up here in the Northeast to compete with us guys. You think he's going to kick our ass up here or what? What do you think?
We'll see how he does as if he can play above the Mason-Dixon line like he does south of the border, then I think that he'll be able to compete with everybody up there. So
Let's go.
Are you guys going to make him do a polar plunge before he does that? Or, are you guys kicking it off in the beginning of March?
So.
When is that?
I don't know. We should give him initiation when he comes up here. I don't know. I
figured maybe if you guys were Bills Mafia, you'd slam him off of a table or something, and then that would break him in.
No,
I'm not a Bills guy. I only got Green Bay Packers fans around me.
Go Pack, go!
No.
We're gonna treat them like the Packers treat any Bears fans. We just ignore them and just not really do anything.
That's perfect. That's exactly what should happen.
My goal is just to take all the skin money and leave.
We own the Bears anyway, so we're gonna own you when you come.
That's true. That's true.
So
one of the nice things about why Mike was able to win a bunch of money is we have a special Super Skins game where we do a rollover.
Oh, wow.
So what ends up happening is we tell everybody, all right, put $1 a hole in, so $18, and another $2 in for closest to the pin. And what we do is for as many people that get in, so we had 55 players, so $55 a hole, and Mike ended up getting, I believe, 9 and 10. So what ended up happening is he won $110 because he won two holes. And that's kind of how we get everybody to get some big skins up here, or down here, I should say, is we have a little bit of a different game with how we do the super skins. And we gave away a $330 skin, and it was Lance's birthday. So I'm not surprised that he won that either, because he's one of the lethal ones down here. So
speaking of birthdays, I didn't want to jump right into this. I didn't want to jump into it right away, but I think we should, since you said birthday. You said, tell me. I know he knows what's coming. He knows what's coming, Brandon. Was this one of the best birthday gifts to you? Tell me a little bit about this, man.
Oh gosh, guys, being able to play Harbor Town Links for the first time, host of the RBC Heritage, and just had a great day. I had my caddy Eric out there. We were walking. And we get up to the 17th hole, and we made a decision. It was like 167 yards. It was into the wind. It was a little uphill. Took my 5 hybrid. My caddy was actually like, "You really need to be right. There's no reason to go for it." And I got up there, and I'm like, "I'm in a tournament. I'm behind. I already had a double. Let's go." So I just wailed away at it, and it was I just absolutely flushed it. It was one of the prettiest shots that I could tell you that I hit. It came over the edge, and it just rolled right in, and you could see it hit the pin and drop like a putt. And we were all just at first we weren't sure if it went over the back edge. Like, somebody go make sure that it went in or whatever. And then when we kind of confirmed it, I started jumping around, and so
who sprint first to it? Was it you to make sure? I mean, come on.
No, well, one of the guys had a cart, so they're like, go up there and go check it out. But for the most part, one of the other guys were like, I had his rangefinder. He's like, I don't see it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it went down. So
Brandon, a lot of people know me on tour. I'm a little bit of a maniac sometimes, and if it's me putting in an ace, Adam, I'm sorry, I might be taking my shirt off. I may be I'm serious. I might be pulling a Bob Does Sports and jumping in the water, going.
Well, I jumped on my caddy and he had a bad back, so I felt bad about that.
No, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. All rules, no rules when you hit that ace, bro. I mean, come on.
That's
I
awesome.
I love that.
Hey, that was my second one. First one in a tournament, mind you. And the first one I had was in Oceanside, California with my buddy Ryan, and I never saw it. It was actually a bad shot. I hit kind of like a cold rope that just went dead straight, and it went into this bank, and the green was completely elevated, and you couldn't see the pin at all. And we drove up there, didn't think anything of it. We were thinking, it's in the back of the green. I probably ran it all the way through. And he's like, I think it might have went in. I'm like, what? So we go over there, we check in the cup, and sure enough, it was in there. So I never even saw my first one. So to do it in a tournament was just bonkers. And then, so check this out. So we were playing with another guy. His name was JR, who was over on the Hilton Head tour. And he ended up winning before we teed off on Sunday. He won $750 for the Jimmy V 50-50 raffle. So before he even gets on Harbor Town, he's already won $750. Okay. So I hit my ace. We all have, a good moment on the green. We go over to 18, and they were all kind of giving me shit about all right, let's see how you can do off of the tee off of 18 after hitting an ace. Cause he said the last time somebody did something like that, they just threw it into the woods, and I piped one right down the middle. And so that one was something that was pretty nice to do. But sure enough, John was in the middle of the fairway too, and he took his wood and he dumped it 3 feet next to the cup on 18. And if you guys remember either on TV or what happened when Fitzpatrick was hitting those shots, like you have to cover a lot of area to get to that green. In fact, my caddy was like, you are not going for the green on the approach. He's like, just shoot it over by the lighthouse and we'll get up and down from there. Sure enough, John hit it to about 3 feet. He made the putt. And the caddies were talking to me and they're like, well, what's got to happen, with the super skins? I go, the one thing that we need to happen is for all of the holes to get canceled. And that's exactly what happened. So me and JR split $1,140 because of my ace and because of him birdieing 18. So that was pretty sweet.
That's good. Yeah, that's good money.
Yeah.
Congrats.
So that was the icebreaker. Just to remind all my listeners what goes on. A regional event. So we're a nationwide tour and we compete nationwide. It's by flights. So what went on down at Hilton Head was basically a kickoff to the season, right? I mean, my guess.
Yep.
Breaker, is that what it is? And what flight are you in now, Brandon, when you go compete? I should have asked that earlier.
No, I'm in the A flight. That is my flight. I am not a champ flighter. When you guys bring Steve Calhoun on, my co-director, for your next TD spotlight, then he can tell you, about his birdie that he got on Robert Trent Jones on Saturday.
Okay,
and that won him $500. And
yeah.
so that was nice for us to each win a skin each day. Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. The Robert Trent Jones Ocean Course was in pristine condition. It was as if I had just left October and walked right onto that golf course the next day. Obviously in January, and they were running fast. Those greens, boy, they were pretty to putt on. I putted better at Harbortown of all places, and they were stimping at a 14, and I felt proud that I didn't have a 3-putt there, and I made a bunch of bombs and tried to salvage a round of only hitting four greens and still shot like an 83 or an 84. So it was kind of one of those things that was pretty special for me to go play a championship major. To me, it felt like a major. But whenever the PGA Tour guys do it, it's another day in the office for them.
So this was just an event down at Harbortown and the icebreaker, what I was just speaking of. And let me ask you, when you watch now that event a week after the Masters, every time you watch now, are you going to watch it a little differently? Are you going to watch it and no, I see you shaking your head. You probably are, right?
I think so. I will tell you that when they told me that after the round, they were putting a commemorative plaque with my name on it in the players' locker room, and my name is forever going to be in the players' locker room where those guys get to hang out. I'm just humbled to be able to be in the lore of Harbortown Links, so
absolutely.
Can you go in there and see your plaque once it's done?
I will. I can. Yeah. That's actually where we had the whole ceremony. Yeah. Well, they have the plaid jacket, the red plaid. So,
give you a locker.
Maybe
I don't know I don't think I'm that special, but that would be cool.
They're going to let you play in the tournament too.
Right.
Hell, I would go be like, the bearer of, walking the group with the scores, so if they wanted to honor me to go walk with them, I would definitely take that.
You might even be
invitation.
Contact Hilton Head this year, Harbortown, and say, I had a hole-in-one on 17 this past January, and I want to play in the Pro-Am. They might let you.
Ooh, that's a great idea, Adam.
Yeah, you talk to them. Get Harbortown.
I was told that I'm supposed to call, Titleist, FootJoy, everything that I was wearing, and try to get some swag from all of them. So I still got to do that.
Get on it. Listen, I'll tell you what, Brandon.
It works.
From starting this podcast, the free shit that I have gotten in the golf world, man, you would be amazed. So get on it, man. Get on it. Get that shit. If you were wearing what kind of cleats were you wearing when you hit that ace, man?
I had the FootJoy boas on.
Boom.
I was wearing a brand new pair. I was wearing a brand new pair of the Ben Hogan pants. I had I had my shirt from Cabot on. I bought a hat from the pro shop that I was wearing for Harbortown. I mean, I felt like I was, just kind of dripping with all of the swag that I need to advertise. I need to,
These guys are all paychecks, bro. I'm telling you, these are all paychecks with that hole-in-one, man.
Steve and I thought we should have all the sponsors. We should look like race car drivers, as we walk around for the TDs, just get someone on the collar.
Sure.
Pass it out like you do your golf bag.
I would love that.
Yeah, you guys would love my golf bag. My golf bag doesn't have my name on it. It has a bunch of I would call it stickers or patches essentially of, I got He-Man on there, Thundercats, the Aladdin Genie. I have Scrooge McDuck with money on it, Packers emblem. So my bag is just littered with patches.
I just got flowers.
That's really cool. Adam is the flower man.
I got the ping flower bag.
He's a flower man.
Nasty.
He loves his flowers. But Brandon, I love asking tour directors this question. What do you have to say to the fellow golfers out there that aren't quite sure if they want to come play competitive golf? They shoot in their 90s. They're not necessarily, they don't feel comfortable. They might shank a ball or two. We all shank them. Listen, I duff them. Sometimes I put them to the ladies' tee box, and I have to run up to the tee box with my pants down. That whole rule. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that here on tour. But listen, I'm a C flight guy, and I struggle still. I moved up from D flight to C, and I don't plan on moving back. But what do you have to say to the golfers out there that really are looking to play some competitive golf, but they might just be on the edge? You know what I mean? What do you say to them?
I got a couple of things. The first thing is golf is contagious. So the nice thing is that if you're going to come see some good shots, you're going to come hit some good shots too. And when a good shot like what Mike had just falls in the bottom of the cup, there's some money for you to put in your pocket. And I think that's what we're here for. Playing golf is about just not only having fun with the camaraderie, but just randomly making some money and being able to maybe give it to the wife or girlfriend or something like that, right? But the reality is that you're coming out here to make sure that you are trying to have some fun. We're not playing, obviously, for big time money. We're here to win some trophies. And that's one of the things that I think that we can pride ourselves on in North Central Florida is that we have some very, very fun trophies. We've given away mini bats, mini belts, axes. There's always something new that I like to come up with that kind of matches either the flavor of the event where we come up with some fun names. And the biggest thing is you guys can come out and play private events, like private golf courses. So next Monday for Martin Luther King Day, we're going to go play Black Diamond Ranch, and it's going to be the Quarry course. There's two courses there, the Ranch and the Quarry. The Quarry course is super famous. It's one of those places where when you are in the Quarry, you're in a special place for golf. You can see it all when you're on top, and the holes to play are a lot of fun. And I just think that if you don't have the opportunity to play private golf courses, otherwise, unless the rich people that are going to come invite you to play, why not come play competitively to where you can win some money and make some new friends?
Sure.
Bingo. The camaraderie alone. That's why I love this tour. Brandon, I would struggle finding one person to go golfing with. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not a loser. I have a lot of friends. People are telling me I got some friends, but not a lot of golf friends growing up. But once I joined this tour, my man, if I have a tee time that's outside of the golf amateur tour, people are literally, I could put out a group message of 30, 40 guys, and we're filling up a tee time in seconds.
Yeah,
it's
if not more, you're getting 3, 4, 5 even sometimes.
Right. It's just that amazing thing with the golf family and the golf community that I gained from this Golfweek amateur tour 3 years ago. Listen, I love it. I really truthfully do. It's amazing. You guys are all family. Across Florida, I met Florida Mike day 3 at Nationals because we both fucking sucked, okay? And he's shaking his head. And he's laughing. Listen, we both we both started the round, and I kind of followed Mike because after like the second hole, the kid was going up and putting it with one hand. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Man," he's like, "if I don't got," with his southern accent, he's like, "if I don't got a birdie putt for a skin," he's like, "it don't matter to me here, man. It don't matter to me here." And I you know what? I followed Florida Mike, and I played the same way. I think we had a ball. I created a really, really, really lifelong friend. Guys on my podcast now all the time. He's one of us. He's an Upstate Golf Guys podcast, even though he's down there in Florida. He's flexing it. And I have to say, you're flexing. Go ahead, Mike. Flex those trophies behind you. What you got behind you? No, the trophies. What you got behind you? Show them off, buddy.
No, I got the national championship.
Oh, okay. Just a national championship.
That's all. Just a trophy.
Just a national championship.
It's just old news, man. It's old news.
Old news.
It's almost 2 years ago. Nobody cares.
That's right. That's right.
He's a Bears fan.
I got 3 major championships up here.
Let's go.
I got 3 flight championships up here.
All right.
Nice.
So, Brandon, let me ask you, Brandon, what is it like having a champion on your tour, man? Is it like do you hold your chin up high having a champion?
We almost had 3 in a row. We had 2 in a row. We had Thomas Velarde that came right after. Was he first or
before? The year before.
So Velarde won C flight, and then Mike won D flight, and we were trying to make it a 3-peat. I know Steve was super close. He was top 5 this past year, and I was top 10. So we were close. We were super close for making it a 3-peat. But
awesome.
We have champions on our tour, which is pretty sweet. We're a small tour, but we have guys that, if you really think about it, you know, where you fall kind of is going to kind of be a litmus test of how you feel like you're playing across the country. You know, I kind of learned to know that if I'm struggling, other people are struggling. So if you just kind of put a couple of good holes together and hang in there, it's kind of like how Mike started off his first season. It was like how I started nationals. You know, I was 11 over after 7, and then I went 1 under for my next 9, and it's just crazy.
I know.
It's amazing how you can keep it together.
Golf is, and Adam actually, I call him my coach and my consigliere behind me. He's my he always whispers sweet nothings into my ear.
Well,
no, I'm just kidding.
I'm also the director.
He is the director. But he tells me, he goes, and he'll tell everybody this. And I think he has a story about Adam Miller, and he's told me this when we're all struggling. He said, guys, keep it together, especially the D flight and the C flight guys. Keep it together because anything could happen. And tell the story about Adam Miller. Go ahead, Adam. Tell the story.
I mean, there's other, like, you know, Johnny was an example of something that I did, but Adam Miller and I played, because sometimes as a director, what I do is I play with some of the C and D guys. Pace of play wise, it just helps. We split up the good players with the C's and D guys just to keep things going. And Adam Miller, after like 6 or 7, he was looking at the score. He kept getting doubles, and he wasn't playing good. And I looked at him, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm already near dead last." And I looked and I said, "Bro, you have 7 holes in. Like, you have, you know, you still have 11 holes." I said, "You par 3 holes and watch. You'll go like, 9, 10 spots up the leaderboard." And sure enough, by the end of the round, he won the tournament.
Yep. And
just because he just said, you know what, if, even a par or a bogey, like if you just get one or the other, I mean, it's going to happen.
And D flight, because I think I was playing against him here. D flight, when you par like a couple, if you go on a string of 2 pars and D flight, dude, you are moving up that leaderboard so fast. Yeah. And you know it. Like, it's, I see Mike shaking his head up, because all it takes is 2 pars and a couple of those guys in D flight to fall apart. And listen, we don't root anybody. We don't root for people to fall apart in the game of golf, but we kind of do. We kind of do.
Yeah.
We do. But I
mean, there's moments too where, as a director, I'll be out on the golf course, and Brandon can know that when you're a director, you don't get warm-up time, and you always have your phone in hand, and you always have to look just to see if there's messages. You want to check the leaderboard, make sure everybody's in, and make sure everybody's putting scores in. And there'll be times where, like, after 6 or 7 holes, I'll get messages from people in C's and D flight saying, "What's going on with Bob? Why is he only +4? He's why +2." And I'm sitting there in my head, and I'm on my cart, and I'm like, guys, I text back. I say, guys, don't worry. It's just watch. Give it 30 minutes. And that person is now +9, +12, +13. But it's just, I just find that to be funny because, you know, people do, you know, leaderboard watch. And instead of just playing good, sometimes people just like to reach out and, you know, start thinking they're sandbagging. It's like,
they're not. They're not.
Like,
Well, there is.
It happens. I
the
mean,
small percentage. There is a very, very small percentage. Maybe you know, 2 or 3% it happens, but not as much as people think.
No, I wasn't saying there is sandbagging. I'm just saying,
I'm just
you know,
saying
that's
in
how
general. It's
that's the competitive the mindset of the tour is what I like most about it is people you know, they get involved in it. Like, you know, the season D flights, I tell it all the time. The reason why I joined the tour as a director was not because I wanted to play in champ. I wanted to have the guys who don't experience competitive golf on a regular basis get out and actually, you know, compete for trophies, which is, you know,
people like me.
I see it now. Like they first start off, they're nervous. They're like, whatever, who cares if I win? I'm just here to have fun. And then like 3 events later, they're like, yo, let's go. Come on. Like Johnny telling Sean Table from New Jersey at the casino at the ranch. He goes, you're done tomorrow, Sean. He goes, I'm gonna hit a tennis ball in your ass. Like,
they were just talking shit. Friendly banter. And I'm sure, Brandon, you got that down there too?
Oh, all the time. I mean, it happens from it can happen from cross tours. It can happen from cross flights. You just never know. And you know, the other thing to your point too, Adam, is like a lot of these guys can come out here and learn something. Right. Yeah. You know, how many times is it that you learn a good habit from somebody because they're doing something well, and then all of a sudden you take upon it? Even I like to give a shout out to BK Brandon Keong, who won a flight with us for the Battle of the Axes. He could not putt last year at all. Okay. And he can bomb it off the tee. He's got a good game. And all I just, you know, gave him a couple of videos and a couple of hints and square your shoulders, just read the putt and hit it. And he goes out and he shoots and wins the opening event. I mean, I'm so proud of him. Yeah. And all he did was he told me, he goes, Brandon, all I did was practice over the or during the off season, which, you know, our off season is 2 months, only 2 months, which is, you know, 1 more month than the pros get, if you will, down here in Florida. And he just came out and like even Kyle Dotson had started off, I think he was 1 under through 9. And here I thought he had just won, you know, a mini belt at the end of the season. He beat one of our other guys, Sanford, by minimum points to go to nationals as the final points winner because he won. I thought he was going to take his axe home, put it next to his trophy belt, and you know, take a picture with his little daughter with him on there, and it was just going to be someone that I was like, hey, you know, make 1 or 2 doubles. I guess I just didn't even have a chance. And sure enough, Brandon, what my favorite thing to say is just melts up the leaderboard. Right, you hang in there. You don't make some bad holes. Maybe have a good hole here or there, and then all of a sudden you just realize that you've won, and before you start looking at the leaderboard too much. So
it's funny.
I don't look at the leaderboard.
I know you.
I don't want to either until the end. Yeah,
I look at it. I'm sorry, guys. I look at it, see where I'm at. I'm
to each his own. Preference is preference.
I'm pointing behind me right here.
You'll always be doing live scoring if you're in my group.
My first trophy, Brandon, that I won. Okay. To D-Flight, and I literally, it's funny you say that because when I won this trophy, it's made of glass, and I told Adam, I said, I'm going to cradle this thing, I'm going to put it on a pillow, I'm going to snuggle this thing, I'm going to love it, I'm going to rock it to sleep tonight. When I first won that trophy, there is something that's weird. There is something though about having these trophies, having the flex. I don't care. I see Mike laughing.
I got Jeffrey Dahmer vibes just now.
Showing the axe. I cradle it.
We only give this away once a year.
On it.
Yeah. It's in January. It's almost like it's the, you know, like in NASCAR where they have, you know, the Daytona 500 is their Super Bowl right away. It's like you're coming out to the North Central Florida tour and you're coming to battle for a Viking axe. So
do you pass that? Do you pass that year after year?
This every year we give away the same kind of there's a variation of like the handles, so there'll be like different color handles that everybody can get, but these are the same axes every year. And then what we do is we'll either get the players a plate with their name on it, or we have Daniel A to Z, who came to us from the Tampa tour, and he's a woodmaker, and he made this display case that is designed for the axe. So actually, tour director Steve is getting himself an axe holder, and because he's one of the first season to win it, and then Terry, his buddy Terry, won it last year. So and then their other buddy Matt and D-Flight won this year. So he's going to be making basically these trophy cases for our axes, and I almost feel like that could be part of the gift as well, is you have a display case for your axe. So yeah, we take our trophies very seriously, and at the same time we have a lot of fun being able to award these to people. So it's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
I love taking them all. I'm taking them all in my flight.
We're thinking of some new ideas on tour ourselves, and I would love to do it for the Upstate Golf Guys. The 2-day major, maybe starting at them, is the jacket idea. I really want to do. I want to do a jacket like a,
like a master's jacket.
Exactly.
Red, like Mike's shirt right now. You do a red jacket with your logo on the left side.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I want to do. So of course you're gonna have to have the sizes. Pull the what's the quote from Happy Gilmore?
My left arm is just a little longer than my right.
Right. The Happy
Bad guy in a little coat.
You got it. So you're gonna get some measurements and some comps. So what I'm thinking is at the end of each round you'll have your champion, and then we'll maybe order some sort of coat, and then either the following year or the following week or whenever the coats come in. It'll just be tough because not everybody does every event, as you know. But what I would like, and for the goal, is to have like a every year type thing with the way the Masters is, and the winner of the previous year puts the jacket on to the winner, and then you just kind of continue that tradition every year. Is what I would love to have happen.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
That's a great idea.
And they could do something like Brandon has in the back. They could put it in one of those little clothing things.
Exactly. And you just wear it. You wear it as a flex, man. I would wear mine. Walking around the tour, man. I'd be like, yo, I'm a major champion. What's up? It's great, dude. Tour is amazing. Everything that Dennis allows you tour directors to do is awesome. How you guys I love seeing how all the directors build their tour different ways. It's kind of like he sets you guys up, gives you guys the system, and then he kind of just, listen, you guys are free, follow the lines, but build it yourself. You know what I mean? Build it up and build your business up however you think you could build it the best way, right, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, we have the handbook, and we have to go with different things. We have to make sure reports are in on time. We have to make sure the numbers are accurate and everything runs smooth. He's got a great team, but that's what I love about the whole tour itself, is that he says, whatever you do, obviously keep us in the loop if it's something extreme, but if not, you guys are free to, open mind, just do whatever you can to grow us, because that's the whole point of it, is just to have fun and, be different, because that's what I like about it. When I was in Myrtle Beach, they had their own ways. I have my own ways. When you go down to different events, it's the same atmosphere, because it's the same, banners, same signs and stuff, but it's all different. So it's cool. I like it.
Do you guys have any cool cash games? Like, do you guys do any variations for your cash games?
I mean, we do the super skins, and we do the flight skins. We did have pulleys instead of par threes, where you basically just do, flag stick and a putter. You just mark your scorecard. But I didn't have any like special one like you guys did with $1 a hole or whatnot. I just kind of kept it like Tiger, generic, basic.
Steve and I came up with a new cash game that we're introducing at our second event, which is the Wild Deuces at the Quarry Course. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take one part of the cash game, and we're going to have guys track whether or not they hit a green in regulation on a par 3. Okay, so let's just pretend there are 4 par 3s on the course. Yeah. All right. So if you hit the green, you get to pull a card from the deck related to that hole. And then if you make a birdie, you get to pull another card from that deck. Okay. And so for every of the par 3s that you ended up hitting a green or you got a birdie, you would pull a card from the deck in order to make a poker hand. We actually have a dealer on tour, so we'll have him run a community of a flop, turn, and river, and everybody will pull their cards and make the best possible Texas Hold'em hand, and whoever makes the best Texas Hold'em hand with and deuces wild will win the pot. So that's one of the things that we're excited to introduce for our second event this year.
Oh, nice.
And that's what we're going to give it a try. I play Texas Hold'em. I love Omaha, and Steve was trying to come up with a way where we could include a card game into hitting greens. And so Wild Deuces has been born.
I love that. I love that. It's funny. It's funny you say that because we have a tour full of degenerate gamblers, man. We really truly do. And I think that's a great idea, man. Adam, there you go, right there, buddy.
Yeah,
poker, right on. I love that idea, man.
Yeah, might as well do blackjack too. I'll the house. I'll just throw out before we play.
You feel like being the house, Adam?
Like 25 is 25 max.
25 minimum, right at the registration table.
Yeah. Do blackjack on the par fives, and if you don't make a green in regulation, you got to take a low number. If you hit green in regulation, you get a face card. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
So there's so many different games you can make out of the game of golf, and if you want to put a little different side pots in the action, we're doing actually something different this year. We're going to launch an idea, and we still have to figure out the perfect point system, Adam. I think we kind of have it figured out, but the goal for our tour this year is to try to get as many people to play as many events as possible. And we're going to do some sort of point system of our own that I know the tour keeps their own point system, but when you move up a flight, it changes. Your points are get a little wacky. So we're going to start fresh at the very beginning of the tour. Everyone starts at basically zeros, right, Adam, or whatever.
Yeah, everyone starts at 0, and then we have a table for however many you have. So if you have 0 to 10 in a flight, or 11 through 20 in a flight,
points will be different,
etc. Points are different.
So like if Adam, a champ flight guy, has 3 guys that he plays every week, his first prize is going to be far less value than the C and D flight guys that win with 20 guys. So we have to figure out the point system still that is fair to win, because listen, to win in C and D flight when you have 20 guys in the flight, it's much harder. Okay. So we need to make sure the winners of those flights, and even if like second or third might be just as many points as the winner of champ flight that week, but it's just because there's far less entries.
It's just compared when you have somebody with 5 in a flight for a certain tournament compared to 19,
it's harder.
You're not going to be as common a repeat winner as somebody with more people in their
so
flight.
We have to still figure out the table of the point system. You got it.
Yeah,
you got it all figured out.
Ready to roll.
All right. Adam, listen.
I got you.
Adam's got it all under control. He amazes me the way this guy's got everything figured out. I don't know. Listen, he's a wizard, but yeah, it's going to be a fun thing. And we're going to basically, anybody that wants to get in at the beginning, you enter whatever. I think, what did we decide? 50, 75 bucks?
It was 75 per player. You get in it. And then at the end of the year, we'll have a large pot and pay out to the winners.
The point system. Right. Yeah. So kind of have like our own FedEx.
So it's like a shadow system. Yeah. Like a FedEx shadow system.
Oh, I tried the first year I ran it in 2022. We didn't do anything because it was new. So I didn't want to get too involved in something that I was afraid that people would find it weird. So we didn't have anything. And a lot of guys, said that, for the whole entire year I played, I didn't get anything for winning my flight. And I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense. So I did something the next year, which worked out. And then this past year, or the year before, the second year, I did something when you move up a flight, it kind of messed things up, and I didn't realize that you lost, points moving up, which makes sense because you can't be first in a flight when you move up. So it caused a little issues because it ended up being whoever held on to the flight the longest as first. And then last year we did something similar, but it was paid out in actual money, so it worked out. But it just was confusing because every year somebody's like, well, how did this person win when they're in B flight, but they were in C flight and now they're in B flight?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why we're doing that different thing now with the points.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's going to be pretty cool. Everybody is in the same FedEx. It's not, separate based on flight. It's going to be one list like the FedEx and pay out to the top 10 overall at the end of the year, combined. So,
yeah.
It's
And then
work
each
out.
week, like, we're going to do our spotlights where we kind of like do our, we'll have a little board here behind us or whatever. And we'll kind of, we'll see who's going up the ladder and the points, and we'll have our whole.
And then whoever is the top 10, they have mud wrestling tournament.
Oh, really? Is that what they do? Top 10? Okay.
That's it.
Love
For
that.
a belt. For a belt.
Love that.
That is such a Packer comment if I ever heard one in my life.
Isn't it?
Isn't
it? Is it?
How does it feel, Mike, to have more trophies than the Bears?
It feels pretty good because I worked hard for those.
Wow.
Bears don't do too much hard work, you know what I mean?
Wow. All right, guys, listen, we're gonna take a short break, give our sponsors a quick shout, and we'll be back. All right, guys.
Hey there, golfers. Before we dive back into the podcast, I want to take a quick moment to talk about someone who's got your back both on and off the course. Jared Lozier with the Northeastern Insurance Agency. Whether you're running a golf business, managing a pro shop, or just looking to protect what matters most in your personal life, Jared and his team at Northeastern Insurance have you covered. From business insurance to personal policies, they'll help you find the right coverage at the best value. Here's a pro tip for all you golfers out there. Make sure your golf clubs are protected too. Jared can help you add them to your home or personal articles policy so you're covered in case of loss, theft, or damage. Because let's face it, replacing your favorite driver isn't cheap. So next time you're looking to upgrade your coverage or need expert advice, give Jared Lozier a call at 518-956-3753 or shoot him an email at jaredl@nemail.com. Swing into better protection today.
Hey, Mikey, you know anybody does any roofing?
Actually, I do, Raj.
Who you got for me, man?
Dude named Tom Murphy did my boss's roof. Actually does hands-on work.
Gets right up there on the roof, huh? The owner of the
Yeah, he
company?
does. Knows his shit, too.
That's awesome, man. Is this Thomas Paul Construction?
Yep, that's him.
Man, I heard nothing but good things about them. I'm actually on their Facebook page right now looking up some things. The pictures, the aerial view, they're really cool. He gets up there with the drone. You can see the before and afters of some of the work they've done. Go check them out on Facebook. They're a new sponsor here, the Upstate Golf Guys. So make sure you guys go support Thomas Paul Construction, roofing and siding. Thomas Paul Construction LLC is a full-service construction company who specializes in roofing and siding, covering the greater capital region. You can reach them at 518-308-6794. Once again, 518-308-6794. And make sure to go check out their Facebook page, see some pictures of what they've done in the past, and let them know the Upstate Golf Guys sent you.
All right, we are back, boys. We are back. Brandon, I want you to tell the listeners, the upstate guys, if we're traveling down to Florida, what are some spotlight courses on your schedule this year that we might have to make?
You asked the right question. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. So Steve and I are just absolutely stoked to be able to bring this to everybody, but we get to play Cabot Citrus Farms on June 7th and 8th on the very first weekend after the shoulder season, which is a walking course only. We're going to get the carts the first week after they're done with their season. I don't know if anybody watches Grant Horvat or does a little bit of YouTubing, but there were some videos of Grant playing the Karoo when it first came out. And most recently, he ended up having a match with one of the good guys, and it was at the Roost where Mikey was actually able to get Steve and I on, and we had a great day out there. So I would love everybody to come down and play Cabot Citrus Farms on June 7th and 8th with us. 100 guys. Everybody gets a 4 caddy. They give you a cookie at the tee. I'm going to be there making sure everybody's having a lot of fun. It is a gorgeous place that hasn't even had the wrapper pulled off yet. It's not even open technically. Everything is still kind of unwinding. They haven't had the clubhouse isn't even built yet. So by the time this all happens, it's going to be a brand spanking new course. They have a putting course, the wedge, which is kind of a short course. They have firewood pizza that's next to the bar that's outside next to the number 9. The range is huge. It's an impressive property.
Love that. I love that, man. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I've been trying to get them to go to that. I've been trust me, every week I say something to them about the Florida Regional every week.
Yeah, so it's going to be called the Sunshine State Regional, and one of the neat things is we're going to have a tour versus tour competitiveness, and the winning TD is going to get a gator skull.
Oh,
that's what the cool thing is going to be. Is that so? Upstate New York, you need to be coming down. Bring one guy from each flight. Tampa's going to be there. Orlando's going to be there. We got South Florida. We got Jacksonville. We have Hilton Head. Everybody come down. Everybody bring 5 guys. Top 5 team or the top team wins is going to get the gator skull to take.
Oh, sweet snap. I love that. Like I said, sometimes it's more about the trophies and the flex than it is the actual prize money, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I think to be able to get the TDs and your tour involved and have tour versus tours. I mean, gosh, I love going to Hilton Head, South Carolina in October and seeing all the guys I got to see from last year. How did they do? Did they move flights? Being able to see the national champs, move to different flights and see how they do. It's just really neat to be able to see new faces, old faces. You build relationships with everybody on where they at. And to me, there's no better place for golf than in Hilton Head. So I hope everybody gets as jazzed as I do for October.
1,000%. I'm going. I mean, listen, I already told the family, my wife, we're taking I already told Maya, actually plan on staying home from school that week because I want you guys to see how beautiful it is. So I'm taking the family with me next year, man. I
think it should be a national holiday. It should just be the week of Golf Week National. This should just be a holiday.
So Brandon, I gotta just give you a quick story of how my week went. My first nationals, buddy. I had a blast. Okay, but I went down with a little bit of a partier. Awesome guy, really good friend, co-host of mine, Mr. Mayone. If you listen to my podcast, you'll laugh your ass off. Love him to death. Went down with him, and then one of my other co-hosts, Mikey. We rented a place, partied a lot. I did not know. One of the things I did not know about Hilton Head was all the gates to get into these places and how long it took to get into each golf course. So Tom
and how much carpooling is a bad idea.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So it is a very bad idea. So I just learned this. That's why next I'm doing things different.
You go to the same course.
I'm doing things different next year. Let me tell my story, guys. So we have Tom, an A flight guy. My best friend Mikey is D flight, and then I'm a C flight. So we're all playing different courses. All right. We try to map out our routes every morning, hungover to shit. Like, it was not planned out very well, and I'm going to be honest with you. Adam, can you tell what happened on day 2, I believe? I'll let Adam explain actually what happened on day 2. You're gonna laugh at this one.
We were out there in Hilton Head, and obviously I was playing.
Trying to concentrate.
Kevin Dumasich, we both went to the course, and as I finally get a spot on the range, I hit one ball, and my phone is going off. I answer it. It's you, and you're saying, "Hey, call the course. I'm going to be like right on time. Whatever. Maybe I just won't play."
I wasn't gonna play, dude. I was so mad.
It's like traffic. There's 100 lights. And
listen,
I go. You're fine. Just go.
So Brandon. So again, carpooling. I got everybody else to the course on time. Everybody, I'm driving. I get Tommy's. Tom's got plenty of time at his A course. I drop Mikey off at the D flight. So no, I literally look at the map, and it was the place that was off the island, like 40. Beautiful course. Absolute beautiful gem. Well done.
Hilton Head Country Club, right?
No, it wasn't Hilton Head Country Club.
Hampton Hall.
Hampton Hall.
Yeah, Hampton Hall. Yep.
Yes. Well done, Dennis. Great venue. I really enjoyed it. once I was there.
You just have to wake up 15 minutes earlier.
Wait, whoa, no, wait. So the story isn't over, boys. The story isn't over. So I'm looking at the phone and I have to be there. I think just say it was 8:30 or whatever.
8:30 was the shotgun.
So it was a shotgun start. I'm looking at my phone when I tell you it says I'm going to be there at 8:31, like a minute late after the shotgun starts. I said, Adam, he goes, no, don't worry about it. You'll shave some time off.
You always
you always do. Wait. So now do you know how leaving the island is when going to this course? I don't know if you're familiar. I've never been down a hill.
Yeah, in Bluffton.
By the way, I think I'm clear by now because I didn't get any tickets in the mail. I didn't get any tickets.
They're not on. They're not on anyway.
Buddy, I burned through the last 5 red lights. No, I'm not joking. I burned. I was just like, you know what? I paid a lot of money for my nationals. Dude, it was like, you know, that last stretch where they're all lights. You know what I'm talking about? Getting off the island.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just like I had a rental car. I didn't know what to do, bro. I was a panic mode type thing. No cars were coming the other directions. And I was already going like 60, dude. I was boating. I was ready if a cop was chasing me for the cop to follow me to the lot and be like, listen, officer, I got a tee time. I paid a lot of money. Catch me after the event, man. I was so ready. Like it was crazy.
You just gotta park in the parking lot, keep it in neutral, jump out with your bag.
No, I did. So then I got to the lot. I'm literally hearing the announcements, Brent. So I did. I saved a good 7 minutes off the time. Get out of the lot. I grabbed my shoes, just grabbed them, grabbed everything. All right. Didn't get ready in my, like I normally do. I'm running. I peek over. So Hampton Hall they have like employees only. And it was like
a privacy fence kind of.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I peeked over and it was literally the line of the guys in the announcements. And I saw there was a fucking latch there. So I was like, fuck it. I went right through the door that I was supposed to. Went running. I was such an asshole and ended up playing with a couple awesome guys, but they were laughing at my story. They kind of felt the pain. They were regulars at Hilton Head. It was like their 3rd or 4th year. They're like, yup, yeah, you don't do that. You don't it's the worst thing, you know, especially if you're different flights, you know, you never know what you're gonna get with these, especially like the every gate, like you would get held up and you don't know if somebody was like taught you're gonna have to ask questions or, you know, it was just like when you go down to Hilton Head, focus on yourself. This is my suggestion anyways. Focus on yourself, your game, get to the course nice and early for yourself. Don't be in rush mode because I kind of
unless you're a director, then you don't get that opportunity.
No, I mean I ruined. It's probably the reason, Florida Mike, why I was where I was with you. So I'm thankful for that.
I agree
for being in the spot I was, but yeah, first 2 days, I think I shot like 107 at Hampton Hall day 2. Because of,
what time did you actually wake up out of bed? Your listeners want to know.
I think the alarm was set for like 5:30 a.m. or 6. It wasn't bad.
What time did you wake up? Because Tom, the guy who's the partier, told me he had to wake you guys up every morning.
Okay, all right, maybe. Tom was Daddy Tom.
He
just did not. Tom didn't sleep. Tom was on the couch it was weird. Tom would just he would go into when his body would just go in shut off mode. He would sleep and take like a 30-minute nap,
and then he's fine.
It's the craziest shit I've ever seen.
He's like a speed charger for your cell phone.
It really is. Do you know what I'm talking about? Has he ever done that to you?
He did that at Cape Cod.
He's it was like a 30-second, he snored really hard. It was he got it out of his system and then he woke up and he was sober. Completely it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Wake up juice from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out Hollywood. Shout out Hollywood. But all right, I want to show you one more of my favorite sponsors here. Lombardi. He's done a ton for the podcast. Maybe you guys can get a couple of the putters down there for some giveaways or something. Maybe Florida Mike could help out with that. But we could definitely
I
work
can't
something out.
say for Paulie, that was a great video he had about giving clubs back and whatever that video in particular,
Oh,
just
for the California fire stuff.
He's-
California fires
dude-
and
the
stuff,
dude- the
and
dude
just
cares-
donating clubs to somebody. I mean, how many of us have clubs in the garage that you can grab that you're never going to use again, and
Yes.
donate them to somebody, donate them to people that are looking to play, especially in California with the fires, which kind of sucks for them. Obviously, it's
Huge.
terrible, but for those listening, if you have clubs in your garage, find somebody, just give them to them and let them enjoy the game, because a lot of people just can't play golf because they can't afford clubs. So that was a really cool video that Paulie.
So
Paulie
that's
put out.
and before I show you this commercial, this is an old commercial. I'm actually going to have a new commercial done with a lot of his new stuff, but he hit the nail on the head. Paul cares more about growing the game of golf, getting kids into the game of golf, than he actually does selling his clubs. And I kind of laugh, and I'm a distributor up here, and I have a bunch of his clubs and I sell, and I've had meetings with him where I'm like, he's telling me a story of giving a handful of clubs away to these kids on tour, a mini tour, juniors or whatever, and he's all excited about this. And I just had questions on how I was going to sell his putters to the local. It was when I was going to go around to the clubhouse or to the golf courses and sell his putters. And I'm like, he cares more about giving putters away and growing the game of golf than he actually does selling. But I'm going to show you this commercial. I made this little thing up. He's really got some cool designs, but maybe we could work something together or work out with your tour in Lombardi and maybe get one or two of his putters for a prize or something. But check out his
We'd love
stuff.
to do it.
Absolutely. Find your perfect putter and join the Lombardi family. Whether you have lead hands, the face on the TC PL22 takes the speed off the ball at impact. Or are you the type that leave putt short? You can try the PC308. It has the weight you need to make it to the hole. You will find that Lombardi has something special for everyone's particular putting stroke. The 1985 is not only the most affordable club, but is the most beautiful. With a sharp red zinc alloy head and a steeples shaft. The Nasso 66 is one of the best-selling mallets on the market. It has a clean straight line finish to help guide your eye through the ball, straight to the target line. The head with a clean black mallet finish and a 60-gram mate shaft and a Lombardi 3.0 crown grip. You want a custom logo? Lee over at Wedge FX has you covered. But if you want to spend a little more money and make some magic happen, try out the new Diamond Mallet Putter. It's an absolute gem. This is a one-of-a-kind design and is available in the Lombardi Custom Shop. This head is made from a futuristic, top-secret metal. It has the center shaft, which prevents pushes and pulls, and it is by far the most forgiving putter in the Lombardi Custom family. Head over to LombardiGolf.com and use Upstate at checkout for a hefty discount, or reach out to the Upstate Golf Guys as we are local representatives for Lombardi Golf. So I will tell you what, you've heard of Lab Golf, the center shaft, obviously. He has been putting some center shafts out lately that will blow your mind.
That's what I want. I want that one.
You want the diamond?
I want the diamond. I have the center shafted spider.
Okay. All right. Yes, he has. I'm telling you, I don't know if it's just something about the Lombardi, but ever since I've put his putters in my hand, I have more confidence. I don't know what it is, man. I'm never going to put another putter in my hand. Adam agrees. Listen, Adam, how many Lombardis do you have? You have 3.
I mean, I have the black diamond.
Yeah, and then you had the gold.
I had the gold that I gave to
Johnny.
Johnny because he wanted to have something different than the red one because I knew he needed something bigger.
And then you just
recently had the PC 370.
Right, but then you just most recently putted. I have to ask you this question.
Oh, the Block Star?
Yeah. So go grab the Block Star real quick. Go grab the Block Star and show him this club. You got the Block Star? Buddy, this thing. Adam laughs, and when he hit it, so Adam's a champ guy.
I think it's literally like 4 inches wide.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Not even.
Not even?
It's two golf balls.
2 golf balls. And I looked at that when I first came over here, and I'm like, what is this putter? And he's like, is this finished? And he goes, yeah, it's the Block Star. So I took a couple of swings with it on this little putting green, and I couldn't believe the the contact that it made. It felt like a mallet putter, and it's only 2 golf balls wide.
Something I think, and I told Paulie this, the Block Star, that is, I think it's something psychological with, like, it's too small to miss, right? It's like where, like, the big day, like, everybody's focused on, like, the big, huge face putters and this whole, like, conglomerate, whatever it is.
You just have less to look at.
You have
except
less
for the
to
ball.
look at. Right, exactly. It's pretty wild, and it works. I don't know. It's scary. I have a whole lineup of Lombardi putters here, and I putt with them all night long. And I'll tell you what, I love them. I would love to see you get a couple of them on your tour. Maybe Mike can make that happen.
Yeah,
we'll work
let's do it.
out.
I'm glad they're not named after Dick.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's true. Yeah, Lombardi, baby.
Let's go.
God family and the Green Bay Packers, baby.
Hell yeah. But we're gonna close things out. Brandon, I truly appreciate you for taking the time tonight. I had a blast. We're having a lot of fun here on the Upstate Golf Guys podcast, doing these Golf Week spotlights with directors throughout the nation. You've been definitely a spotlight for sure. So I'll put that in quotes because I had a great time, man. I had a really good time with you. I want to send you some stuff. I'll have Mike get me your address. We're going to send you some Upstate Golf Guys merch. We're going to have you looking sharp out there on the golf course.
And then if you get a hole in one, we just got to keep giving you
then we got to
stuff.
pay. Then we got to still pay. Then
we got to pay you more.
Right.
Give you some more drip.
Absolutely. No. But Brandon, where can I'll let you announce it. Where can everybody sign up, man? Tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, amateurgolftour.net. Come to the North Central Florida tour. Like I said, we do 16 events. We have 7 one-days that lead to a 2-day, and we have a split season. So you get 2 chances to try to win your way to nationals. And so instead of 1 full season, we break it up into 2. Last year, we gave away $52,000 of cash prizes and trophies to everybody. For a little tour that we have going to these super special courses. We have a lot of fun. Everybody gets a nickname, and I think everybody will enjoy at least coming down to visit and play a course that you wouldn't normally be able to play. So it's an honor to be with you guys, Adam. Guys, I just think this is just a treat. I definitely want to start my own podcast and have you guys back on it. So that's just something that I'll definitely want to be doing it too. So
yeah, man. If you have any questions on that, I'll help you out, man. I'll get you started, man. So
I love it. I'm ready.
I'm here for you, man. And again, I
Thank
appreciate you all, and I appreciate all the listeners for tuning in to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast.